Hello? Nino?
Hey, what's going on, Ray?
Yo, what's going on, Nino? What can I do for you, brother?
Ray.
Nino?
Yeah. Where were you guys during the deposition? Tony was standing there by himself. They were all ganging up on him. Ray.
Tony!
Trig and Steevie went on the stand, and they were pretending they had nothing to do with y'all getting shot up. And poor Tony stood there by himself, and he kept looking in the back, and the entire courtroom was empty.
Wait, for what case? My case?
Yeah,
My case was when? Today?
this is 4 days ago, the deposition.
Oh, I didn't even know. What the hell?
Brother, they stood on the stand and said, we had nothing to do with it. I trust my officers. She pretended like she never gave the orders.
Who's she?
Steevie, the highest ranking officer.
So who made the order then?
She did. She
So
lied.
if she made the order, shouldn't she be? What about the whole process with the ACR and shit like that? You know?
Poor Tony stood there, and I'm not trying to even sag farm here, like for him, but like she goes, oh yeah, he called me, but it wasn't my choice. And
It wasn't
I was
the highest ranking officer on.
she
team's
literally
choice?
sat there and lied through her fucking teeth. And I sat there, and the only thing I could think is like, man, he is getting beat up right now. He needs the people behind him in the goddamn pews. Tony's hurting, Ray. He may not tell you this, but he needed the support that day. He really did.
I wish I knew.
Yeah, I know. But shit happens, you know what I mean? He's soft-spoken and whatnot.
That's the whole
But-
trial. Like we can't even.
It's the deposition, so the main trial is still, I think it's getting scheduled right now. But here's what I recommend, Ray. Tony needs to be hyped up, and he needs to call in Steevie again, and she needs to be called out for her lies. The way to do that is to call in other officers whom I cannot name right now, but let's just say there was other officers there that if they go on the stand will say, Steevie made the orders on the radio because they told me they did.
And you can't name these officers right now because you think.
It's going to be done in a confident way, right?
Okay.
Confidential. So that it doesn't turn into, oh my God, Nino, I told you in confidence, and now I'm on the trial, and now I'm... Because you know how it is, right?
I know you mean.
You know how it goes. But I can tell you right now, 2 officers, when I was pissed about it, I'm like, that fucking person told me she made the orders, and on the stand is pretending she didn't. She's lying to cover it up. And they let that happen.
The judge didn't even question it?
The problem with it is, no, well, the judge doesn't question it, right? It's up to the attorney to be like, then what was the phone call about? What was, then who made the order? Why does your report say you made the call, right? But here's the thing. I hope she dies. I hope Trig dies too. Because at the end of the day, these are cops that are standing up there and are willing to like give white lies and pretend they don't remember shit just so they're like, their shining armor doesn't get blemished, right? Because all they need to say is we fucked up. But to fucking do that shit on the stand, I hope they get the plague.
I don't understand what you're supposed to do against police that lie on the stand because the judge is going to take their word more than anyone else. See, here's the thing, Nino. Like big fuck ups like this, they don't happen very often. We can't talk about this every day. But when they do happen, people should be punished. Because what's the point then? What's the point of having a police force that isn't held accountable? Like how often do you see cops making big mistakes where they order people to just shoot these guys down?
Yes,
and that's not talked about like and not
No.
even handled at a higher level. Like, what's
Because
even
they
the point?
think they're perfect, right? And they don't want to say they're not perfect in open court. Now, I will say this, and this is kind of why I'm like saying Tony needed the backup, is Tony, and I'm being honest here, right? Is like he seemed defeated while standing there and cooked. He told me, he's like, yeah, I wasn't my best performance. But like, that's a big part of it, right? You need your squad, right? In the back,
The
hyping
motivation,
it
yeah.
up, right? Because that gives you confidence as a lawyer. Tony's a good guy. He's soft spoken. I mean, you know what I mean, right? He needs that like pump up,
Yeah.
But there's still a chance here. But if I were you, I would let that man know that he's still got this, and I can do what I can to try to turn this around. Because I think if he makes an allegation that she perjured herself and he wants to bring her back in, which I recommend he does, because she on the stand said she was on the phone and got a phone call. She made a lot of statements. She can be brought back
Jesus
in
Christ.
with the other cops that can be added to this and deposed and say who made the order on the radio, and they will say Steevie.
I see. Honestly, I think that's the best. Have you told Tony that he should be doing this, or should you want me
I
to do
think
it?
you need to hype him first, because once again, imagine you're the lawyer
Yeah.
and your clients aren't there.
Yeah.
I don't know how invested he is in the case anymore, right? There's the difference between saying you're invested and feeling like you're invested.
I know
Right
what you
now,
mean.
we need to make him feel like he's invested and that he's got this. And then I'll help him with
100%.
strats. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that you're keeping it 100 with this, because honestly, it's been so long. He probably just feels discouraged for the fact that it's been months. And I mean, that's the cops feel like,
as
when
you
they fuck
guys
up, they
should
can get
be.
away with anything.
As you should be.
Yeah.
And I still
Yeah.
feel bad telling you that day, do it the right way, because never in a million years would I think that these fucking dumb fucks would have dragged everything out and then played the victim. You know what I mean? It's fucking
Yep.
disgusting.
Yeah, the fact that there's not even like we didn't do that. We didn't make the call. So then who did? We don't know. But you're the highest on scene. It doesn't matter. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, they can act stupid, and then the judge can be like, yeah, I mean, well, no one's coming up, fessing up. They respond the way they should. I don't really know. So I think at this point, I'll hype Tony up. I'll tell him, hey, listen, you need to call Steevie and trig out for perjury, right? And then get him back on the stand.
There is other reasons for this. Steevie may be aiming to become the undersheriff. After this whole ordeal, I went to her and, I said, what the fuck is this? She told me she made the order. Okay? I'm willing to go on the stand on that, but people aren't going to believe me. Let's be honest. I'm the criminal mayor to some people, right? That's why the cops need to go up. But she told me this, so I have a personal reason to look at her and be like, you're a fucking liar, right? But there's a second thing, is that she after this whole thing, is you remember, like, the whole shit happened where I said Trig's got to be responsible, now Turner's in play. She went to BCSO. Now she's in the running. Keep this to yourself. I not a lot of people know this. She might be the next undersheriff. So she went to BCSO, right? Over this.
Fucking Christ.
She might be the next undersheriff. This shit needs to be known, right? That's bad. Now, for what it's worth, if you think nothing can get better, I'll tell you this, is we've been cooking the last 2 weeks. The entire penal code is getting reverted.
Oh, okay.
I've already put fines down by 50%. All those fines, we won the battle against the DOJ.
Holy shit.
Yes.
Let's fucking go, Nino. Well done.
Secondly, it wasn't just me. I've already flipped the marshals. They're the ones who helped me impeach all of them.
The marshals helped you impeach the...
Yes.
Who?
Barrett and his squad.
Wait, no, Barrett helped you or Barrett got impeached?
Barrett helped me.
Oh, okay.
I know, listen, people can be flipped. Next. Weiss has officially stepped down today.
Weiss...
The justice.
the justice step down, holy shit. I haven't heard of justice stepping down in a long time.
He's the second one.
Man. I have a question, right? I know you want to help me with this because you've been passionate about it for a while. Is there someone else that you want to be in the undersheriff and this maybe helps you out? Or
let me cook on that. Let me cook. Trust me when I say I got people in every area that needs to be there.
I know. Yeah. I know how you operate. I'm just because it does definitely play into your favor and a little bit with my favor too because I get my revenge. So I don't mind. I just want to know if it's who do you think is going to be the next sheriff and undersheriff?
It's hard to say. I have an ideas who they are, but I have this like belief that if I say it out loud, who I think, then it's going to be someone else.
Right. Yeah.
That if I think genuinely I have some ideas who it could be. I've got some information, but I think truly it's going to depend on whoever Princess decides on, and we'll see in the next day or two.
Okay. Well, you keep me updated about that. I'm gonna give Tony a call after this and just let him know what you said. See if we can get that going. I think I just checked.
Arcadia stepped down too. That was the other one.
How do you say the name?
Arcadia Grayson.
Oh, Grayson. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. Gotcha.
So,
I'm gonna take a look around and see if I can get in touch with Tony immediately. See if I can get that court case going. I think I looked at the website. It says that it might be scheduled for this Wednesday. So if that's the case.
Shit.
Next Wednesday. Yeah, I think this is next Wednesday. Okay, I think it's next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. Okay.
I think this Wednesday.
So in 3 days, you might be able to get...
Let me confirm. But I think so.
I think if it comes out that we believe she perjured herself... Listen, they ran this for 4 months. We can run it for another 4. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. It's just... It is getting a little bit ridiculous,
bullshit. Yeah. It'd be easier just putting a fucking gun on her and then just...
Brother, that's what I wanted to do, Nino. You're the motherfucker who told me don't do it.
No, that's not true. You wanted to do Hell Week. You said ambush. That's what I said. Don't do.
No, I wanted to find the same cops and
plant guns on them.
No, just kill the motherfuckers.
Oh no, I'm saying it'd be easier to plant the gun on her.
What gun? Just any gun?
Yeah, like fucking have her go, like wait till she's off duty and then put like a fucking hot class 2 on her body.
Brother, that shit don't work anymore.
No, you're not wrong.
It don't work. No, you don't understand. The judges and justices believe cops more than anything. The cop will just say, "Hey, I didn't have that on me," and the justice will be like, "Yeah, you didn't have that on them."
That is pretty true. I feel like there's got to be like another level to it. Oh man, I don't know. Anyways, you're not wrong. You're not wrong.
I mean, here's the problem with the DOJ. At least it used to be, where the DOJ was balanced in terms of like, hey, we want to make sure that people have the right to their, to the law. But now they don't care. If a cop is testifying or whatever, they will believe that cop like he's a goddamn angel. They don't give a fuck if he shot someone or murdered a family or literally ran a child over on the road, but we don't have those in Los Santos. You know what I mean?
With Weiss and Grayson having stepped down, we now have Faulkner, which I think is reasonable when not manipulated. Mm-hmm. We have Sean Danielson, who is actually very normal. And then you have Hart, who's the devil. And then you have McNee, who is kind of like Faulkner, not around very often, but actually is willing to tell the truth. Like he's the one that exposed director Angel forcing the whole situation where she forced the signature on a search warrant on Kyle Pred. So the tables are like very slowly turning right now.
I'm I get you.
It doesn't fix what happened in the past, obviously, but you know, for what it's worth, hopefully, you know.
Hey, you know, at least somebody
Yeah.
fucking cares. You know what I mean? At least
True.
you actually try. I know you're not going for mayor again, but I don't think you are, right? I don't think you
I
care
already
about
became the mayor again.
that. Wait, you got reelected?
Yeah, I didn't even campaign.
You didn't even campaign?
Yeah, I because these fucking dumb fucks aggroed me. Brother, I literally set up a law firm. I was ready to retire. Me and Michael were like planning our law firm. And then DOJ went and said some dumb shit at the governor meeting and pissed
And it
me
pissed you
off.
off.
So I
So you became
literally
mayor
just
again.
applied, and everyone, you should look at the docket for the mayor thing. Everyone stepped out.
Everyone stepped out as soon
And
as
endorsed
you stepped
me.
in? Oh my God, brother.
But it ended poorly for them. They lost everything in the last 2 weeks. Yeah.
What did they do that pissed you off?
Oh man, where do I start? These dumb fucks started by saying, the penal code thing came up. They're like, they stated that they're the only things that keep the city stable.
What the fuck are they
Yes.
smoking?
Yes, I swear to you. They're so out of touch. When Barrett, when I say the marshals flipped, they're the ones who impeached the justices, brother. And when the governor is like, hey, maybe the marshals and the DOC shouldn't work for the DOJ, they thought I put that in his ear. It wasn't even my idea. Oh yeah, the DOJ. Oh, the marshals and the DOC don't work for the DOJ anymore. That also
The marshals
happened.
and DOC don't work for DOJ?
Correct.
So wait, does that mean the DOC operates on its own accord now?
Yes.
It
Oh,
does?
yes. Brother, like I said,
So they
shit's
don't
been
answer
going
to PD
on.
anymore.
Correct.
Oh, shit.
Barrett, listen, I know Barrett's done shit. You know, I've heard things about like a sniper rifle and this and that. When he's controlled, he is literally, listen, people can flip, is what I'm saying.
I mean, yeah, I'll be honest,
these
I don't
guys-
probably hold the
I-
best opinion about Barrett because the sniper thing, but I'm sure he's doing his best, you know?
You set him in the right direction. I will put it this way. You should tell Barrett what happened. And actually, he already knows. I think you and Tony might, if you told Barrett some shit that's going on with the cops, I guarantee you this guy's going to sit in a bush for 3 days with a fucking listening device and look into it.
Well, hopefully we can start with these two, you know, with
Yeah.
Trig and I need the other officer's name again. The what's her name again?
Trig stated on the stand that he had medical conditions, like his brain thing. And
what the fuck?
yeah, you didn't. He was operating as law enforcement while he had brain injuries.
He was operating as a high-ranking officer with brain injuries,
He said all this on the stand.
and he's using that as an excuse
Yes.
for his
Yes.
mistakes. And
Ask Tony for the
Misconduct.
transcript.
that is the craziest thing I've ever heard in my entire life.
And Steevie said she didn't make the call and that she just trusts her officers in their decisions. So she inferred that she never made the call, even though she told me and other cops will say that she made the order on the radio.
This is bullshit, you know. This is actually crazy shit I'm witnessing right now. I'm not gonna lie. The worst part about it, they're gonna walk away scot-free. These guys are gonna get all the power in the world. She's gonna be under sheriff, brother. She's gonna be leading 90% of the PD.
There's a lot coming. The final thing I'll mention is what really aggroed me is when the penal code came up and I told them these things need to change. This guy told me that he's willing to work for me. And then this dumb fucking heart in front of one of my people who was applying to the DOJ started ranting about me and saying they're not going to do a single thing. And within 10 minutes, I received the phone call. Tell me all about the private conversation. So, listen, hell is coming. It has been coming. It's just happening legislatively. Like I said, go kill a couple cops and see what the
trust me.
fines look like now.
Wait, what's the fine for attempted murder now?
50% off.
50% off all attempted murders?
Off everything. I reduced all the fines down 50%.
Off of everything? Off
Yes.
of all crimes?
Correct.
Just today or like a actual?
Until the penal code goes back on February, which is going to make it even lower.
Until February?
Until everything gets rolled back to the February fines.
Until everything gets rolled back to the February.
Yes.
All right.
That is correct. Yeah.
Can you give me an update about when that happens, please? Because I don't know when
Yeah.
that's going to be. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you,
Absolutely.
Nino. Appreciate you. I'm
Anytime.
gonna in touch with Tony and I'll keep you updated about the Wednesday thing. Okay?
You're gonna like this too. There's gonna be a cap on cop killings in the next week or two.
Cap on cop killings. Okay.
Yeah.
Nino, I am voting for you every single election.
All right, just don't campaign for me with this information. Just
I'm
keep that
not
in-
going to. Don't worry. Though. I'm
All
gonna.
right.
But I've been campaigning for 3
Good,
elections.
thank you
Well,
for giving
2, I
this
guess,
up.
because I didn't know you fucking
Yeah.
ran again.
It was
but,
actually my chief of police's idea. So
your chief PD.
yeah,
I like this chief police. I think he's definitely more competent than 95% of
Yeah.
other police chiefs I've seen in the past.
agreed. All right.
I don't know. I gotta hang up, but I got some shit to
You
take care of.
care.
All right.
Bye.
Take care, brother.
I told Ray to hype up Tony, and because he's gonna need that for the fight.